Hey, welcome to the Really Charlie podcast. Today's guest is Lorraine Benoit Telo, my friend, the entertainer, that stage presence at White's of Westport on an annually basis. Probably, every 6 months maybe? You're at White's?
Um, Probably more than that, but I don't do wife exclusively. I mean, I do a lot there because wife is very good to me, but I've done yeah.
Okay.
Um,
If you can,
that's it.
Lorraine,
Did
turn,
you hear me?
turn your, yeah, turn your volume down just a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
Um,
How's that?
all right, good.
Too much?
Nope, that's good. The
Yeah.
so I'm very happy to have you on this podcast.
I am very, very happy to be on your podcast. I was wondering what was taking you so long.
I don't know. It might have been the restraining order, I guess.
I don't issue that often.
Yeah.
No, actually, somebody said something to me. Why don't you go on Charlie's? I said, I'm not asking Charlie to go on, Maybe he
Yeah,
doesn't want me on.
of course I do. Of course. Yeah.
Well, I have to tell you before we get started on myself, I have always been a big fan of yours. You know that. I think you're a great person, a great friend, and I am so enjoying your podcast and the subjects that you're bringing on. I really am.
Thank you. That
So
really
I look forward to them. Actually, it took me a while to get on, but I actually look forward to them. Man.
that means a lot. It really does.
Well,
I
I
want
only speak
to
the truth.
thank you, and you mean a lot to me. Without hesitation, anything you ask from me, I'm gonna say yes before I say no. And if I
Oh,
say no, it's
thank
only
you.
because I really can't do it. So, but
I understand that. Thank you.
before we move on, I just want to wish my grandson Darian Correa a happy birthday, along with my colleague and my friend Brittany. It's both their birthdays today, so happy birthday to you both.
Happy birthday.
All right. So, looks like we got a lot of friends on here already. See, that's why.
Ah, I told him I'd get restraining orders on them if they didn't show up.
Yeah. What we want everybody to do that's listening is share this live feed. Um, and the more that you share it, the more people listen to Lorraine telling her story on the Really Charlie podcast. So
Well, I hope it's interesting enough that people stay on and listen.
yes, they should. The
Okay.
all right, so I can't remember what year we met, but it's been a few years, and ever since day one, I always said, "Wow, what a nice woman, beautiful person." And then when you started doing the events, and I started attending them, I said, "Wow, she got her ish together." You do a marvelous job with all the entertainers, and
Thank you.
it's a good show. There's nothing fake about them. They're really talented people, and they are professionals. So I'm glad that you bring
Well,
that to us.
I'll say one thing about that. When you do something you love, it's very easy.
Yes.
I happen to have some great musicians in my life, and I say this with a lot of sincerity. I can't do what I do without all of you. And I am very appreciative of the support I've gotten throughout the years. And I still have a lot of people that still come back and support me and buy tables. And every show, I have new people who have never attended my show before, which I love.
Yes.
And the other thing I have to say about that, Charlie, is I can't tell you how many people have said to me, we have become great friends with people coming to our event. Mike Montero tells me that all the time. He says, I met such great people because of you. And
Yeah,
besides the music, that's what it's all about.
it sure is. It sure is. And there's like when you walk around the room, you know, and just see people and you meet them and you're talking to them and or even people that you haven't seen for a year or two, and you're like, wow, you look great. You kind of catch up. So it's actually like a big family or quote unquote friendly reunion with all our friends, and it's
Yeah.
really so.
And White is a good location for that too, because I get Boston people, I get Providence people, New Bedford people. I even get Cape people because that's where I reside. But and they're good to me. White, I can't say about that. But let me tell you, because we talked about this on the phone the other day, how I became involved in music, because this is an important part of my life. I grew up with a beautiful songstress and pianist as a mother, and a self-taught violinist as a father.
Wow.
Yeah, it's my true blessing. I had the best parents ever. And music and faith in God is the two things that they gave me that I rely on right now. So this is how I went to sleep. I come from a family of six, and I was the fifth out of six. So they played all the time. I can't tell you how often I went to bed listening to my parents and the piano and the violin. And I know some of those old songs, I mean, way older than me, that we sing today. But it was almost like a mandatory thing. We had to take, every single one of us had to take an instrument. I mean,
Mm.
none of us lasted in them. I took piano for, as well as my two sisters, for 2 or 3 years. And I always tell my parents the biggest mistake at that time that you made with us is that we went to school with the nuns, and then you gave us piano lessons with the nuns, and I was nunned out. I look at it nowadays, in the nun who was giving piano lessons, I thought at the time, and I actually reached out to her a few years ago before she passed away, and boy, I wish I could have continued those lessons today. But you look at everything different when you're, 10, 11, 12 years old. Anyway, getting back to my parents, my father, my mother's been playing all her life. She has a baby grand that I have now. It needs to be restored, and she got reached 16 years of age. She used to sing at all the funerals and the weddings, and she always said to us, I don't know if they asked me because I was that good or because I never charged. So my father, who bought and sold violins, mostly gave, because he gave him the sob story with a small child. He used to put it in the Standard Times, and he'd always give a violin to a child, and the only restriction was bring it back when they stopped using it. So one year for Christmas, I went to Sydney shop. This was years ago because my parents have been gone for a while. And I asked him if he had any old violins. And he went downstairs, and if you could have seen these violins, Charlie, you would have died.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, I brought them back and gave them to my father for Christmas. It was the best gift I ever gave my father. And if you could have seen the outcome and how he restored them, it was unbelievable. And when my father passed, he left 60 violins.
Wow.
And my mother sold them. I don't know if Tiny's on there, but Tiny's been to my parents' house many times. And, he saw the violins. And she sold them to someone. My sister was working at Harvard at the time, and she sold them to some guy at such a ridiculous price that, a few of us were, but we all got one when he passed. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I could go on and on about the music and the parents and how they played at every party. And my mother always said, I play with him, but, he's really not that good. But that's how we went to sleep at night. Ed Sullivan on Sunday nights and Lawrence Welk on Saturdays. My sister and I would go in the room to change our costume. And we know our parents went to go, move a little bit on the side. But, it's
Awesome.
great memories. So that just carried on. And having older siblings, and I had 3 older brothers, and they turned me on really to the R&B. And I remember sitting by the furniture stereo, listening to Dionne Warwick for hours. And I guess it just grew from there.
Good. And it's good. It's good that your family has that background because you have a taste and a love for music, and it so when it comes to putting on your shows, you're gonna have a good taste of it, and you say, maybe we won't have that artist this time, and you just know how to work your crowd. Um, everybody that
Well,
I
I'm not
good,
as versatile in music as I wish I was, because I am an old school R&B girl.
yeah,
And I tell people all the time, I don't care if you're at a bar mitzvah, a christening, a baptism, and everyone's wedding, you're sitting down, and as soon as you hear Motown or Soul of Philly,
uh,
you're up dancing. I don't
yes,
care what kind of event it is.
yes,
So
it's
that's my not. Like I said, I mean, I know the old school things that from my parents and stuff, but you know,
well,
but I try to bring in local talent. I am a firm believer there is so much talent out of the New Bedford area, and I like to keep them working. But also, I've done Blue Notes, I've done Delphonics, I've done Tavares many times, I've done Black Ivory, and that's good. And I brought in Ivory Bell, and I'm bringing Ivory Bell, and I brought him in with Rough and Smooth. I've had him solo before. I've had him with Blue Magic because lead singer Blue Magic. He's also done work with Dramatics, and I just had a lot of people asking me for him. I booked him twice and had to cancel him because of the pandemic. So the first, I'm very loyal. Loyalty is big in my life. And I canceled him twice. And I said, the first show I'm doing is with Ivory because that was an agreement we made.
yeah, and it's I mean he's fabulous, and it's
He
even
is.
better.
Anybody can go on YouTube, put in Ivy, Ivery, and listen to him.
Yeah,
But
so,
also, I must say, this show has been very, very hard to do, challenging because of the pandemic. I had a limit on audience, I had a limit on table, I had a limit on musicians on the stage, which I understand. And even though we've opened back up, I'm really staying within those limitations because
yeah,
I want everyone to be safe.
exactly. We're
So that
gonna go to this comment right here. It says, hello, Lorraine. Glad to see the legend grace this platform. Thank you for coordinating efforts to keep live venues stacked with professional and local talent. We appreciate you and everything you do. Sincerely,
is it from?
Damon Amanda.
Oh,
Yes, sir. That's
thank you so much. I think he's good
constant,
friends with my daughter.
yeah, constant supporter of this podcast.
I
And
want to
what's
see you at a show.
yeah, that's a busy man. He is
I
really,
know.
but
I've heard great things about him.
if he says he's going, he'll be there. But let's see. I want to get to this point since we already mentioned it. This is everyone. This is an announcement. If you don't already know, anyone's dear to Lorraine probably already knows about this event. But for all the listeners that are just getting introduced to Lorraine, this is one of her events that are coming up. It will be title is Making Musical Memories. Welcome back, Ivory Bell. Saturday, June 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Whites of Westport, 66 State Road. Also, KG Express Band will be in attendance. There's no longer any VIP tickets, but there is general admission at $20. And if you pay for the ticket by credit card,
All
$1 credit card, the service fee will be applied.
right, Charlie, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yep.
When for some reason the site's not accepting credit cards, so they can go call me, cash app me, or go to Celia's downtown across the street from City Hall.
Yes.
So there's
Okay.
no credit card payments. It
Okay.
just was a clicks in the system. So, and
Yeah.
I didn't feel that at this point was the need to go and make a new flyer, but I should have told you that before.
No, no problem. But I'll
Yeah,
put
we're
that.
almost sold out.
Yeah, I could imagine,
And I
especially now.
could add more, but again, as I stated earlier, I just want everybody to be safe.
Yeah, and it's true. We got
But
to
you
take
can dance and you can dress up.
it.
Finally getting rid of those sweatpants.
Yeah, we definitely. Everyone's kind of tired of that bum look. We just want to get dressed. Do our hair, go out, enjoy each other. So,
Although
um,
I have to tell you that through this pandemic, even though we've been very safe in tried to do the right thing. Me and my circle of great friends, we still had fun.
Yeah. Yep. We can.
You've seen some of the videos probably.
Yeah. So I see some familiar names. Antoinette Collins. We got
That's my go-to girl.
Yep.
That she's, I call her up. You want to go to Florida? She's, what's the date? Want to go to Maine? What's the date? Let's go to the beach. What time?
Awesome. Got
That's my sister.
Reggie Victor. We even got Cecilia Brito on here.
All right, so Celia owns Celia Boutiques. She's a close friend. It's my favorite store, and I hope it's going to be yours too. Please go buy some tickets and check out her clothing line because she's the best. I love you, Celia.
Pleasant and William, top-notch stuff in that store.
Sure is.
In that boutique, and you get a nice smiling face on each day. She's there. Cynthia's still working there?
Yes, she is.
All right, good. Got Cynthia.
Tuesdays.
Yeah. Good. Two great.
She's only open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays right now. Okay. And during the course of, I think maybe July, she'll start opening back full time. All right. I know her schedule better than mine.
We got Linda on here. Linda, sweet woman. Love her.
Linda Gonzo?
Yep, she's on.
That's another one of my sisters. Listen, Linda and I share a grandson that we're very proud of, going for his master's. So, yeah.
You still spoil him?
Excuse me?
You still spoil him, even though he's going for his master's?
Well, he's not that kind of kid to be spoiled. He's totally different from my granddaughter, but he works and does all his own cooking and shopping. Yeah, he's very self-sufficient and quite handsome.
Good.
Yeah, he's a great kid. Very proud. Yvonne says it all the time. Very proud. She'd be very proud to have him as a grandson. And Yvonne's a judge, so she's kind of particular.
Let's see. Cecilia says thank you. Appreciate you both. We appreciate you too. Staying in business, maintaining your business, and giving quality stuff to the city of New Bedford in the area.
Yeah, he's a good person. So, yeah.
Yeah. I want to touch base on some things. For one, we talked about Chops Turner. How'd you meet that turkey? I mean, Chops Turner.
I met Chops many, many years ago when Yesterdays and Twin Piers. I actually used to manage Twin Piers for like 10 years. Colleen Goodwell was having a birthday party, and we happened to see Chops in the bomb shelter. So we asked Chops if he would play at this birthday party. And I think he was kind of iffy. He didn't really know us. I think he was still living in Providence at that time. I'm not quite sure. He did, to tell you that. And we told Chops, if you do this gig, and I told him, I'll make sure that you'll always work. So, of course, he's talented enough to go on himself, and he's got a lot of gigs and play with a lot of bands. But I put him on a lot of shows. And I most recently got a call last year from someone asking me for a male vocalist on the cake. And the first one I thought of was Chops. Well, it's not the first, because I know a lot of great vocalists. But anyway, he had just left Tribeca, so the timing was perfect. And he still thinks of me every day for something that happened like, I hate to say 30 years ago, but it was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's how we have a great warm relationship. I do that with, Kevin Gomes works me a lot. I love Kevin. Kevin's a friend for many years. But Chops was working one night. I try not to make it a habit of dating musicians. It's just not a good combination. But I did go out with him when we came from the Delphonics. And we were coming back from Providence one night, and I said, let's go by the vet. She could take Randy anywhere. And so, he's from Philly. He was from Philly. So we went upstairs. I believe Chops was performing. And then Chops and Randy became good friends because of that incident. But I don't remember if Randy sang that night or not. You're gonna have to ask Chops that. I don't even. Not that he was gonna be on tonight. I'm not sure if he is. But yeah, that was fun. And of course, you know, a lot of people came around because he was a Delphonic, an original Delphonic at that. But it's not because he was an original Delphonic. Just great musical memories, you know.
Yeah.
I brought Maurice Starr one time, had a new boy band about 4 years ago, just before he had that stroke, which he called me 2 weeks ago, and he tells me he's got a new band and he wants to help me promote him. And I say, Maurice, yeah, Maurice Starr, you're asking me to help you promote the band? He says, yeah. So when he came down 4 years ago with this boy band from Florida, I got them, he's doing some gigs. I got him like 8 gigs from Cape, Wareham, New Bedford. We even ended up at Ralph Tavares' retirement party at Hot Fun Country Club. And all the kids performed. And the last day they were there, they performed in my backyard for a cookout. And Maurice said to me, they made more money at your cookout than all the other gigs put together. The people were buying CDs and posters and flyers. But, you know, I'm happy to report he's been stronger all the time. And he's a great friend. I love Maurice.
Yeah, definitely. I like listening to Chops when he tells stories about Maurice and
they're very close.
Yeah. And in fact, that's how I learned that he was, in bad health. And
He sounds a lot better and stronger though. And it's funny, when he called me 2 weeks ago, I was with Cece from World Premiere. And it worked out well because Cece and Maurice will be back, and Larry Wu from the Ambitions, and we're all on the phone. And so Cece got to talk to them, which, you know, was really nice and exciting for them because they didn't get to talk. Maurice calls me at least once a month. He'll either call me with Larry Wu or he'll call me through Chops. And I was stuck on him.
Good.
So those are good stories.
So your events were actually playing matchmaker too. Antoinette says, if not for Lorraine Telo's shows, Peter and I wouldn't have had so many great dates, nights throughout the years. Truly adds a lot of social life.
Antoinette's biased because she loves me. You know what? She doesn't need a date night. She's one of the best husbands. They're just a fantastic couple together.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of eyes look at them with envy.
That's
just tell her to get ready for the beach.
Yeah, get ready for the beach.
My beach partner.
She's
her and Camille.
That's a beautiful couple.
Yeah, they are.
All right. It's never a dull moment on this podcast. That's so true. We try to keep it real.
Is that Chops? Is Chops on you?
No, Antoinette. I haven't seen Chops yet, He might be down the beach. He lives on that beach area, so he might be working on his tan.
Oh, Antoinette, maybe we should hook up with Chops.
Yeah, he's not far. He can throw a golf ball, hit the water. So let's see. Reggie Victor says, "Hey, whoops, sorry about that. There. Hey, summer concerts or what on the waterfront."
Okay, that's one really makes me very sad. About 5 years ago, I believe, 6 years ago, I got contacted by the guy from the service department and asked me if I would put music on the city pier every Friday night for like 6 weeks. I absolutely loved doing that.
Yeah.
And even though I struck by the R&B, I was able to do rock groups, not always happily, I admit, but different music I had never worked with before. I've never worked with country and western music before, musicians. But I brought in some really good entertainment in the city of New Bedford loved it. And it was me and Mitchell's idea to institute that, by the way.
It's a great idea.
So actually, I'm trying to get in touch with somebody now because even if I did 1 or 2 this next summer coming, I'd love to put World Premiere in there who's doing the biggest crowd.
Yeah.
And they remind me someone of Hawkeye back in the day, show band.
Okay.
But that was so much fun. It really was. Again, like I said, used to do the contracts, do the bookings, doing the times, and there's a lot of stuff involved in doing shows. People think you just hire and sell tickets, and that's not. And the other misconception is that, people think I make a lot of money off these shows, Shelly. I don't. Because I try to keep the ticket price down so it's affordable for them to attend. And that's what's more important to me, is to keep the music going. I've never had to take money out of my pocket to do a show, but I've never made a whole lot of money doing a show. And I'm very content with that.
Yeah. I mean, you're loving the show just like we are, sitting on the tables or, standing by, just watching everybody. It's, I mean, I always see you got a smile on your face,
Okay, that might be debated, but thank you.
Oh, you smile more with a drink in your hand, so I'll
I
just
don't
keep
even hardly drink anymore.
I'll give you water then. Just play the role. So,
there you go. For no other reason than it's just I didn't quit drinking. I just haven't had the desire. But
I get that. I understand that.
Do you? I keep asking myself why, and I don't have an answer. But anyway, I also want to bring some other things. I'm out there, and people always call me up. Not always, but like with chops.
Yep.
I need a singer. Do you have a bass player? Can I have an event? Can I have a group? Somebody in Onset said, can you get me bands every Sunday? And I've been doing that for like the last 4 years. And I'll do that for anybody, and I don't charge anybody for doing that. It's I love it. It's just in the blood. So even Michael Kahn, your friend Michael Kahn asked me about helping him do some music July 3rd, which I think that he's coming along. It's going to be a great event for the Cape Verdean community, especially with this on a parade. But Michael and I are going to do a show together, Tally. It's going to be sports versus music.
Oh, well, I think music's going to win. Music's going to win.
Well, I have a special top I'm going to wear for that podcast, and it says, underestimate me. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that's it.
So anyway.
Internet said drinking is overrated. LOL.
Well, listen, we went out Sunday, and there was about 6 or 7 of us, and we put on a nice show. And we had so much fun. We clicked. Not that we never have our debate, but we just, the circle of friends that we have, we just click. We love one another. We respect one another. My mother, who was a wise woman, said to me, out of all my 6 children, nobody's brought more friends home like you have. So you'll always be rich in friends, but you'll never be rich in money the way you spend it. Until this day, she's absolutely correct. But again, I have the best parents. I
love it.
I know, huh? It's
I actually wish that you owned some venues like the Z or any kind of theater. I wish that you had owned one of those buildings, because I definitely know that you would have probably been bringing a lot of entertainment to the city. I mean, you already do that in itself, and I appreciate you as a New Bedford resident, as a Bristol County resident, that you're bringing all these musicians to our area. Because
I live in Hyannis right now for many years, but New Bedford will always be home. I grew up in Acushnet. I love that area. Jackie Stanfield, every time he sees me, tells me, you need to move back home. You need to, and I'm in New Bedford quite often. I'm going over that bridge. But
don't listen to Jackie. Hyannis.
I know, right?
It was
Jackie. Did you go to Jackie's wedding, Charlie?
No, I didn't.
I did Jackie's wedding. I'm surprised we're still friends.
Yeah.
This is a joke. I love him. It was one of the best weddings. With the music he had, it was unbelievable.
Two
but,
people.
I'll tell you, I tried doing some stuff I did a show with Renee Montero at Berkeley with Tavares and the Spinners. It was a fabulous show. I've probably done Tavares more than anybody. I've gone to the Four Tops and Temptation show more times than anybody because they come to the Melody Tent every summer and they're friends. I usually have a couple of tops in my backyard every summer performing. And so, of course, I go to their show. But it's very hard to work with union houses. There's a lot of specifications and a lot of restrictions. So, but I understand there's a couple of venues in the Bedford area that just recently opened, and I plan on, scouting out and see what's going on.
Okay. Now, I wanted what is who is the most amazing artist that you met? Whether
personally,
it's local, yeah,
they're putting me on the spot.
Okay, let's say.
I'll tell you one of the most humble artists I've met is Ronnie McNeil from the Four Tops, who is a well-accomplished jazz singer and jazz pianist. I mean, I have to move Tavares out of there because, especially Tiny. Tiny's like my brother. We're extremely close. So I can't even talk about Tavares, but they're not even fit into this equation. But Ronnie McNeil, who comes to my house every year and said to me, as long as I'm here, I will be here with you, said to me, I am a Four Top on stage, and when I get off, I'm just like anybody else.
Yep. That's awesome.
So that impressed me, maybe not so much as an artist, but as a person. So is that what you meant talent-wise?
Yeah,
I mean, he's a great singer. I'm not saying that. He has a great video on Soul Train that he did a song with Tina Marie. And he helped discover Tina Marie.
Oh, I love her.
He's the one that told Barry Gordy about Tina Marie.
Oh,
it's just like my friend Randy King from the Delphonics is to help put Blue Magic together.
Wow.
With Ted Mills.
It's amazing.
I know.
I mean, I remember
some amazing stories.
I remember seeing the Blue Magic album brand new, and it seemed like it was in everybody's house in my family. They all had it somewhere, and I just love them. And then if you look at the funniest thing, you look at Kevin Gomes and all them guys, and you see them posing all different pictures and everything, and I'm saying, man, that looks just like a Blue Magic album, because I would see them guys always when they would take their photoshops and the different.
Oh yeah, but he had Crystal Motion.
Yep, Crystal Motion and all that, and they were all good friends with my cousin Antone Rose. So.
Oh, I remember Antone.
So I got to see a lot of them, while they were in and out. Even to Tavares when they were loading up U-Hauls, getting ready for a show somewhere, and I got the benefit of seeing them guys front and center,
Listen, I say to this day, I don't care. Nobody can dispute me. I'm not biased because I love them so much. And again, Tiny and I, Tiny's my father's daughter. He adopted her years ago, and no one can touch that relationship. They are the best harmonizing group ever.
Yeah. Yep.
They are. They you listen to them, I don't care what song it is.
Remember,
they just harmonize, and they've always been like that.
When was it the Grammys? Remember, they were there and they were just dancing, but the kids took over. The artists took over their songs and sang their songs on the stage, and I was so aggravated because I was saying, I understand those are professional singers, but I want the Tavares to sing.
Charlie, we say that as probably home-based fans. I know what actually happened on that show. I'm not sure I'm free to discuss it.
Yeah.
But there are reasons for it.
I get it.
And it had nothing to do with Tavares, and that's all I can say.
You just can't, love them their voices and.
Well, it was a show. If you really paid attention to the show, it was a show to introduce a lot of these new artists.
Yeah.
With being complimented by the older artists. But that's really what the show was about. But have you seen that new video by Bruno Mars and Anthony Pat?
Yes.
Do you see the video?
Yes, I
Not the
did.
song, the video
A video, I seen it.
with
I love it.
Anthony Pack on the drum.
Yep. Look,
Oh my
hold
God,
on.
that's my favorite new song.
I'm gonna. I was gonna break this out on one of my podcasts, but I'm gonna do it just for you. You know, but you can't put me on stage because I'm expensive. All right.
Oh my God, you sound like somebody else I know.
I'm ready. I'm ready for your show, Lorraine. Got my glasses.
You
I
look
put,
something like Roger Al.
but the yeah, Bruno Mars and Anderson, they did a
I'm a
great
big
thing.
fan of Innocent Pack.
And then
He's so talented.
they put Bootsy Collins in the mix, and that makes it even more special, you know, because Bootsy behind the scenes, kind of giving those guys a young foot. Not that they need it. I mean, Bruno Mars is an extreme talent, man. That
Well,
dude
I
is.
think that Anthony Anderson Paak was so underrated, and it was Bruno Mars that really got him out. Because I mean, to me anyway, because I'm not into rap, and I know that Anderson is a drummer and a rapper, but Bruno
And
Mars, I believe, is one of the newest artists that really brings some old school into his music.
sure was. And you know where that comes from? That comes from his parents, his dad, mom, because of their their desire of music, and he was always around it.
I
Um
can't imagine how people, and I realize this now as I got older. When I was younger, I thought music was everybody's house. And we to this day, there's always somebody playing music in my house. Some of it not always my choice, but I remember when my granddaughter, who's 14 now, was like 5 years old, and I woke up on a Saturday morning and I was saying, "Where's that music coming from?" And it was Tavares, and then it was Delphonics, and it was my granddaughter playing music, playing in
wow,
her room, listen to old school.
I
Well, she
love
ended
it.
up learning the Whispers are one of my favorite all-time groups.
Hmm.
And she ended up, so we always playing the Whispers, and she ended up learning the song Olivia, and she knew all the words. And I told my daughter before somebody called DCF, you teach that kid a new song because she's singing a song about a prostitute.
I
The true
love
story. So I mean, I think music is so important to have in the house. No matter what your desire, and taste is. It's But I'll tell you another cute story down at the vet. I went to see Benny Mendes, who I love and so talented, does a lot of with this song a few
great
years
guy.
ago. I don't even know if maybe you were there. I had known at the time the Blue Notes, who were very close friends of mine, were looking for a lead singer. So who's performing? I had met him once previously at the one of my golf tournaments he was playing. Bernard was singing. So I called Lloyd from the Blue Notes and said, "Are you looking for a lead singer? Because I think I have one for you."
Hmm.
So Bernard called Lloyd, did an audition on the phone. He flew to Philly, and he got the job.
Bernard is one of my favorites. One of the
And I actually booked the Blue Notes with Bernard, once on the Cape and once in New Bedford. And they both sold out. He's
wow,
very talented.
yeah. I like when he was at the main event. That was one of his up and close, and I also obviously loved him when he's at White's when you bring him there. So, but Bernard is a great dude. And
Every morning I look at my memories, keeping interrupting on my Facebook, and I always see a lot of my shows come up, and I'll say, "Oh, that was one of my favorite shows." One of my favorite shows. And I said, "Ryan, you need to stop doing it because they're all your favorite shows."
yeah,
I looked at a show the other day, Tiny and Dennis Taylor.
yep.
I've been asking Dennis Taylor for a few years to please get the track on Let Me Hear the Blues, which is my favorite Tavares song that Tiny sings. And then it should have been a hit. I'm sorry to say a lot of people don't know it, but they do it have it on YouTube, and I just love that song. So Dennis did do a track to it, and I guess surprised Tiny, and they just started singing the song on stage. And Dennis said, "We're doing that in every show," and Tiny said, "Oh no, we're not." But that was a great, great show. My show was, I love the sax. So on my bucket list was to put Mike Rollins from Providence and Pat Loomis, two sax players, on the show, and I did that, and they did not disappoint. I don't know if you were at that show, but Mike Rollins went around the whole room. He lies on his back and plays the sax, and Pat Loomis. It was. I'd love to do that show again. There's not too many shows I want to do again.
Yeah, I wasn't at that show, but anything saxophone I love. You know, I could
Me
listen
too.
to that all day. One of my younger cousins, Eric, he was playing the saxophone at a very young age, and then he stopped. You know, but he was definitely one of my favorite saxophone players, and he was young. I loved it. He had it, but you know, things change when you grow up.
I think you can debate the fact at what age you should start a child playing an instrument. I mean, I guess it depends on the individual, but they started me too young. If I was old to sing with the piano, I would have become a decent pianist.
Yeah.
I would never sing like my mother did. I mean, her song to fame was Ave Maria in French. She sang it beautifully. I hear somebody say it now, and the tears roll down my eyes. But I think I don't know. Maybe it depends on the child itself. But I know it didn't work with me.
Lois Barrows asks. She says, "Ask Lorraine who her favorite female performer is."
God. I love Phyllis Simon, who's not here anymore making music. I like Patti LaBelle. Tina Marie's another one of my favorite ones that's not here. I don't want to say some that I don't care for, and I'm not sure who else I have to literally admit that I listen to male singers more than I do females. I just talked to Ronnie Magnet the other day on the phone. Ronnie and I used to do music together for years until he moved to Florida. And he told me he did a show with Denise Williams because he's doing sound down there. He said he could not believe the voice on Denise Williams.
Yeah.
And I never would have picked up on that. I mean, I know she can sing, but I don't know if I would have chosen her, but I would definitely listen to her again. But I hope I didn't disappoint you, Lois. Maybe there's somebody out there I'm not remembering right now that'll come to me. But I do love Phyllis Simon, Tina Marie. And I'm going to tell you one of the all-time favorite singers in my book is I can't even think of her name. I met Donna Summer one time, and I really loved Donna Summer. And he was pretty good at for disco. My mind's going. I'm talking too much, Sally. Did you tell me? I told Antoinette. She said, "How long are you going to be on?" I said, "Sally told me I can talk as long as they want." He went, "Good, Charlie."
It's 43 minutes. We're still good, you know. Don't worry about it. You know, out of this
Whitney,
area.
All right, here it is. Whitney Houston, I think, is one of the all-time better singers.
Yes.
I love Whitney's voice.
Yeah, she was a blessing, and definitely. I mean, she stopped so many people, stopped millions of people in their tracks. You know, just by that voice of hers. And still to this day, she's.
Actually, the night I had the Blue Note in New Bedford, she passed away, and I had to announce to the artist that she had gone. It was really upsetting. Wow. Really, really. Even her acting abilities, the Bodyguard and stuff. She did some great movies. There's a lot of greats that have gone.
So many.
And that's why I have this issue with some people saying, "Well, you don't have any originals, so there's only one original." Yeah, maybe there is. But what happens when you don't have any originals? You stop playing your music?
Yeah.
You have to keep that music going. You have to keep it alive.
Exactly.
I mean, Duke is 82 from the Four Tops. Otis is the only original one. You stop listening to Temptations and the Four Tops when something happens?
Doesn't make.
I hear that a lot.
Got to keep it going. I mean,
exactly.
one of the greatest.
Tavares is lucky. I mean, Tavares has all original members. I mean, they're brothers, and they've been. No, I don't say lucky. They're blessed. I don't believe in luck. I believe in blessings.
Yeah.
But a lot of them who are older. Well, Magic, I think, hasn't lost anybody. I'm trying to think, but there's a lot of them that have gone. But
So
that's what we're going to do.
speaking of promoters,
So,
here's another
excuse me.
good. Speaking of promoters, we got Stephen Lopes. He's saying, "What's up, Charlie? Hello, Lorraine." Stephen's done some events in Connecticut, and he's done some good things. Definitely,
Yeah, he just got in touch with me for tickets for Tabby's event.
yeah. I we have a lot of there's a lot of talent in the city that just haven't been noticed.
I agree.
They're around, and there's so many of them. I don't even know if Buddy Montero finished his CD, but I've been waiting for that. I want to see the new CD that he bring out, that he was doing at home, and then COVID hit, and so
You're talking about Buddy Danny Montero.
yeah, yeah, yep.
All right, because there's another Buddy Montero.
Yeah, it's so yeah, the Buddy
I mean, we lost Armstead, who was one of the best.
Yeah, he sure is, and thanks to your friend and my friend Mike Montero, I was able to get a CD that Mike made for me with all of Armstead's music on it, and it's.
I don't think I got that CD, Charlie.
No, you got to be certain part. You move out to Hyannis, you don't get things.
Let me tell you something. I love Mike and Melinda. Mike is one of my biggest supporters. We're great friends. We talk a lot. He called me the day we speak often and said to me, "What about doing a golf tournament, even a small golf tournament?" And I said, "I'll do that." So I've had some great guys play my golf tournaments. I did call up Ronnie from the Patriots alumni, and I said, "Ronnie, I think I'm going to do a small tournament in the fall. Will you play in it?" And he was silent for like 20, 30 seconds. And I went, "Ronnie," he says to me, anything you've asked me since my football days, I have never said no. I can't even believe you're calling me up and posing it as a question. Whatever you have, just give me the date."
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, so him and Roland James have always been there for me as far as the Patriots. They've never said no to me. And let me tell you something. I've dragged them to some events.
Two of my favorite.
I think we're going to do a small golf tournament in the fall. Anybody, I'm on Facebook. If anybody wants tickets, anybody wants information, anybody needs anything, that's what I do. I love helping people. It's gratifying. The one thing that I would like to do someday, and I don't know if I'll get back to it, is I used to raise money for the bookmobile to go to the housing projects in New Bedford.
Wow.
And I met, you know that? I met with Scott Lang, and Scott Lang said, if you raise the money, you can do it. So we did it for a while, because I found out the bookmobile was going to sections where people could have had cars and could afford to take the kids to the library, and it wasn't going to the housing home. And I was really upset by it. And I told Scott Lang that. He says, raise the money, and it's going. So I did.
Mm-hmm.
And they started going out to the developments. And I remember after a few weeks, I got a call from one of the trustees on the board of the library. And she said, I just want you to know, I'm excited. She said 80 books got taken out from housing developments.
Wow.
Charlie, I sat there and cried.
Wow.
I could not believe it. And then, living in and then we brought 200 kids, Ronnie and I, to Buttonwood Park within walking distance. I introduced them to the bookmobile so they would know what it was when I went to the neighborhood. Tiny, God, dancing around Buttonwood Park with 200 kids with kids' music played by Ronnie. They all went home with gift certificate to McDonald's, which McDonald's donated, a book, and I think it was pencils. And I think I have a video someplace, but Connie did such a great job with these kids. I can't even tell you. They were exhausted. They were happy. And it was just a beautiful day in May. And I did that, I think, 3-4 years. And I was thinking about this the other day. I would love to do that again. It's just so rewarding. And I'm not sure, because I've lost contact and I had to stop doing it for various reasons, if that bookmobile is still going into the housing development. I hope it is. And if not, I hope somebody takes it over.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. But you surround, I mean, you got Tiny, Ronnie, great people.
Oh, I'm surrounded by great people. Are you kidding?
Yeah, yeah.
My biggest blessings are the people I have in my life. I pick and choose, though. I'm fussy.
Exactly. It's, you got a bunch of VIPs, in my opinion. I love all your friends, especially people that go to your shows.
Yeah, I do.
Definitely.
Manny Pina is another big supporter of mine. He's always getting tables.
Great guy.
But
that's another guy that gets unrecognized. He's another one.
I'm very good friends with Manny. He's actually very good to me. But I have a story about Manny, but we'll save it for another time. I don't know how much time I have left.
Got about 10 minutes.
Okay. So let me touch on something, because I wanted to say this for the last, because I just this is something I'm very passionate about. I don't want to start crying and talk about certain people, but this show I'm doing for Tabi is very important to me, because it was so important to Tabi.
Yes.
I was very close to Tabi, just like a lot of other people. And there's a little joke to this, because Tabi used to call me and check on me all the time. I got a job at Allendale. I want you to come bring Antoinette so she can learn how to play. And if I'm not working, just tell me. He'd call me for all different reasons. Buy a table for me. Tabi, who's going? He says, I don't know. I'm just going to give them away. He says, because I'll always support you, because I love what you do for us. That's, he used to tell me that all the time. The day he got engaged, he called me and I'm saying, why? I love this relationship I have with Tabi, that I'm close enough. Well, the day before he went on the ventilator, I talked to Tabi on the phone. And his last words were to me, I'm going to be okay. Stay sweet, Lorraine, say to me, I'm going to be okay. So I believe that Tabi's okay. I think it's us that he left behind us suffering and hurtful, because I don't know anybody who could say anything about Tabi. I don't know anybody that Tabi would not help in need. So his wish was to raise money to send to Cape Verde, from these kids, because after the trips he went to Cape Verde and what he witnessed. So his brother Vinny gave me a list. So when Tabi passed away and I got that phone call in the morning, of course I was extremely upset. But I had a one-to-one conversation with Tabi. And I said, because I had not been to any wakes or funerals because of the COVID, being a lung cancer survivor, I told Tabi, this is what I'm going to do for you, and I'm going to do this fundraiser, and we're going to raise money to send to those kids in Cape Verde, because that was your wish. So Vinny gave me a list of different organizations, and when I saw the library, that was it, because I just gave you my history in the library. I'm an avid reader. I think it's very important for children to start reading books as well as adults. So that's when I decided to do fundraiser for the library. I'm hoping that that's going to be the biggest show turnout for Tabi.
Yes.
Yes. Do I want to raise money to send to Cape Verde in Tabi's name? Of course. But he has done so much for so many people. I don't care if you go in and stay a half an hour or 20 minutes, but I'm really begging, especially the New Bedford community, to show your faith for Tabi.
Yes.
Because he would have definitely done it for you. We've lost a lot of great people. I mean, Toy Sports is the pillar to the community. I mean, the first one from COVID was Bobby Bonzo from the Cape. And there's people who died who didn't even have COVID. I mean, anybody who knows me knows what my relationship was with John Pinto. I can't even touch him. I won't even touch John tonight. I can't handle that one. But I just really, really hope and pray that people turn out for Tabi. I don't want to disappoint him. And him and Jamie Dias were Super Bowl. They're together right now. It's like, there's so many others. I hope I'm not missing anyone or, dropping names that I should not be saying. But there's two other people I want to acknowledge in my life before we go, Charlie. Very important to me. And my girlfriend, I'm with my childhood, not the, my Martha's Vineyard friend right here. We're down the Cape together, so she has an office. I'm sitting here. Vanessa Jordan, who's president of the R&B Music Society, is my sister, my confidant, and who's really steered me in a lot of places because she knows everybody in the R&B world. She's the hardest working girl I know. I have girls that I mentioned, Linda, Renee, and Antoinette and stuff, and the one person that I really have to acknowledge who steers me and tries to steer me, she doesn't always succeed, in my everyday life is Yvonne Zierich. I couldn't be on a podcast and not mention Yvonne. And if I tell you how many times a day we talk, you'd think we're crazy, but Yvonne is one of a very close friends. The problem is I have a lot of close friends, so I'm probably missing, Alicia's a close friend of mine, Camille's a close friend of mine, Robin's a close friend of mine out in LA. I mean, even just here locally, I am so blessed. I'm not even going to go down the list of male friends I have.
Yeah.
That's probably more. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to Tavi. I thought I had such a special relationship with him, which I did. And then after his passing, I found out Tavi had that same relationship with everybody.
A lot of people.
He has everybody.
Including me.
So I'm hoping I'm not asking too much for people. And the other thing is, people saw what Tavi went through. He died from COVID. I'm very passionate about people getting vaccinated.
Yeah, so true.
I don't understand how people are afraid of the vaccination, but they're not afraid of the COVID. Yeah. You can ask Antoinette. I mean, she called me the COVID vaccination police officer. I just think it's very, very important to get vaccination because you're not only going to save your life or a family member, you're going to save people in your community. You can walk into CVS. I mean, this could be an ad on vaccines, but Walgreens, go and get vaccinated, please, because they're talking about another surge already in September.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen the last of this. So, vaccination is very important to me.
It is. I'm still wearing my mask.
I think Charlie just helped him too.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Lorraine, to everyone out there, Lorraine was talking about this man, Tavi Richards, if you don't know him. And this is the fundraiser that she's trying to put on for him. And it's the comedy fundraiser for Tavi Richards. Music by DJ Lady K, Friday, June 25th, 8 p.m. in Whites of Westport, 66 State Road, Westport, Mass. $20 per person. Tickets available to see. You can see Lorraine at 508-776-5475 or go to Celia's Boutique at William and Pleasant Street, and her number is 508-994-3833. The comedians will be Anthony Smith, Dale Cover, and Alan Alves, and many more.
The only reason why I chose this is because Tavi was a comedian. Because I would have done just an R&B show, but I thought it was, apropos to do He approached me. I have no concept of time anymore. And so many shows I do, but he approached me and said to me, "I'd like to do a comedy show. If I really help you and support you, will you do it?" Of course, I said yes.
Yes.
We did it upstairs at the Biscuit.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
It was sold out.
Very good show.
It was fun. And he loved it. And, he said, "Give me this for money." I said, "I sold out. I gave him extra money." He's like, "You serious? You're a comedian."
I thought I was going to get set up because Bobby Andrade was heckling a comedian there. I believe it was Alan. I forget which one it was, but forget his name. But you can't heckle a comedian, and if you are, don't do it near me because I don't want to be the blunt of all the jokes.
You talking about Bobby Andrade, the fake
YouTuber? No, this was the younger Bobby. He works at Connie Academy, so
okay.
He started going back and forth with a comedian. That's the worst thing you can do. So
people think it's funny, but hecklers are not funny at all.
Oh no, I can't even. I didn't
It's
want to
not.
be no.
It's not even cute.
No, gonna you're gonna feel it. Those guys are good, and all the comedians that Tabi was on stage with. I loved all of them, and it was a good show at Bishka.
Yeah, it was. And I don't do a lot of comedy shows. I mean, I'm more into music, but when I got Lady K, who to me is one of not an insult to anybody, but she's one of the best.
Yeah.
She really is.
Oh, Lorraine, I really want to thank you for all that you have been doing and continue to do. I also want to get you back on the podcast to do whatever. I have this beauty salon segment.
I love it. I have the best girls to do that with. Just give me a date. I'm sure they'll be there.
All right. I'll tell you what, we could do it very soon. And I got some open dates. It'll be, I'll watch your schedule. Obviously I'm going to be with
They're
you.
They're going to be calling me after this. Can I be one of them?
Yeah. So it'll be you. I
thank you for all you do in the community and all the people you help. And,
thank you.
Even reconnected with Little Flip on your show because, I was with his uncle for many years. But I love Little Flip, and I am so proud and happy for what he's going through. And I'm so glad we reconnected. And we did that mostly because of your show. And you do such great things. I mean, Josh is a very close friend of mine. And they worked out every day together before Josh moved to Florida. And his show was really well received, I think. I'd like to see him back on being a little bit more informative. Because after the pandemic, who doesn't need some personal training, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you do so much and help everybody that you possibly can. And I truly appreciate you, not just as a podcast host, but as a person. And I mean that sincerely. And
thank
you, as well as anybody else who knows me, I always give compliments when they're deserving, but when they're not, there's nothing fake about me. So I mean that sincerely, Charlie. And I thank you so much for having me on. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope I didn't talk too much.
Listen, and Antoinette says, easy interview, huh, Charlie Perry? Lorraine Telo.
All right. That's enough.
Feel free.
Well, listen, I'm supposed to make it easy for you, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm not. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Is there any questions that you want to ask that I kind of took over?
No, listen. The questions I would ask, you already answered. The stories is what I wanted. We talked about that. I want you to, tell all your stories.
I can't tell them all, Sally.
All right. Listen. All right. I'll take the time. I'll write them all. I'll go to your house, meet you up at Hyannis. But before I drink, I want to hear the story.
Yeah, always welcome.
Thank you.
Just you and Michelle take a ride something now. Cook. I love to cook. And as long as I'm home, you're welcome. I have a nice big yard.
Thank you.
To cook outside. My pool needs to be cleaned. I need somebody to come and clean my pool out. And fire pit. Yeah, it's fun. It's good. You're more than welcome.
Thank you. The people happy. It's a great interview. They said Lorraine should have her own TV show.
Who said that?
Yeah, let's see. No name here, but it says Lorraine should have her own TV show.
Okay. Yeah, so listen, I'm going on Michael Con's show tomorrow night with Ivy Bell.
Yep.
Chops asked me to go on his show with Paul Santos. I don't know about confirming that one. But June 16th is the night that Michael and I are supposed to do that sports versus music.
Uh-huh.
I guess it's aired a few days later. That's just a one-time thing, and I think that's going to be loads of fun. And I got a few surprises for him. So I hope everybody goes and watches that after it. But,
That's it.
But anyway, other than that, my show's June 12th. I have another one pending in July. I always do a Libra party in October. Hopefully I'll do a Christmas one, a Valentine's one, and then maybe retire.
No.
You ain't retiring. You can't. can't. Your friends need you to do what you're doing. The what I want you to think about is those three other guests, and we're going to have you on the beauty salon segment. So,
that's easy.
I tell everybody they don't have to go nowhere. I'll send them a link, just like I sent you. And
So
you
we can
guys,
only have 4, right?
yeah. Well, I could do 5.
No, we could do 4, and I got another 4 for another time.
Yeah, and we could. The thing is, you guys are the conversation. I don't say nothing. I keep my mouth shut.
We don't have a problem with that.
You guys just talk the talk like if you were at a beauty salon.
Can we do our theme song that we always sing at every event?
Yeah. Do what you wish.
We always do. Check it out. They call us, on the Cape, they call us the
Tavarettes.
Tiny just shakes his head. Antoinette's always already mad. I thought we don't get mad for. We're just having fun. We butcher the song every time. We're definitely not competition.
I gotta see that. I have to see that.
Oh my God, we just did that Sunday.
That's on my bucket list.
Angelo just texted me. Angelo Howard. He's the one that said I should have my own talk show. Angelo's another good friend. I love Angelo.
Good. Awesome. So, my dear, you please stay blessed, and I'm here for you. And we'll talk in I guess in a couple of weeks when you want to have that beauty salon segment here on the Really Charlie podcast, and we'll get that done.
Anytime, you just let me know the date, and I'll get your crew together.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun and enjoyable, and I appreciate you. My show is doing very well. I need some help with Tabi's show. I want it to be a big success for Tabi. And I will dedicate my show doing 12 to Tabi. I will have an empty seat right in the front for Tabi, and probably Jamie Dias, because they travel together a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And just let's all celebrate as one. I love my musical family. I love my family. I love my friends. I want us all to be safe. I want us to be happy. Love one another. Exactly. And if you don't, and there's a conflict, talk it out. We can all be better people.
Yes, we can.
And thank you, Charlie. I love you, and we'll talk soon. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure and my honor. Thank you very much. You need me? Give me a holler. All right.
I definitely will. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And you know what? If you need me, pick up the phone.
I sure will. I
don't know what I can do for you, but you can try.
Hey.
All right. Good night. Good night, audience. Thank you for joining in.
Good night. All right. Thank you. Lorraine. Top shelf person. Quality person. There's a reason why we all love her, because she stays who she is. She just stays exactly as she's transparent. Definitely awesome person. I'm very honored to have her on the show. And thank you, all the guests, all the comments. You guys are definitely, really did a good job with the comments. You got to make a woman like Lorraine smile, that we're paying attention to her, because she pays attention to us on a daily basis. So thank you for tuning in and definitely giving her flowers while she's standing. Great woman. And can't wait to have her on again. All right, y'all. Thank you for this great podcast. Without you, I wouldn't have any podcasts. You continue to listen to it. You can find the Really Charlie podcast on StreamYard, Anchor, Spotify, Facebook, and YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel on YouTube. I really appreciate it. And please share all of these live podcasts. I'll be back on tomorrow. My next guest will be the barbershop segment, where I have 4 guys on here: Reggie Victor, Mike Montero III, Kyle Vieira, Dirty, and little known young gentleman, Joseph Jackson. They will be on tomorrow. And then the following day, we will have the beauty salon segment, which we have 4 women on here. Melissa Ortega Costa, Romina Miranda, Stephanie Santos, and Nicole Valentin will be on Wednesday. So please stay tuned. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in again. Be blessed. Stay blessed. God bless. Take care.